Dirty work on a Wednesday afternoon. Adam Copeland, Depop, Tim Webb with you. Giants pregame in about an hour, coming your way at 4:40 for a 5:40 first pitch in Colorado. But joining us now on the UMA guest line, it's our guy Larry Kruger. What's up, Larry? How you doing, bro?
What up, Larry?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good, man. Where do you want to start? Because we're definitely going to get some Giants ball with you. Should we start Niners, then?
Dude, dealer's choice, man. You're in the driver's seat. I can go either direction.
All right, let's start with Niners because we were just doing some football talk here, and then we'll get into some Giants baseball with you. So you were down at minicamp, the mandatory OTAs really for this week, and I heard on your show maybe late last week when we were signing off, I heard you open the show saying, you know, it's hard to put too much faith into things you see this time of the year, but you said then when the football season comes around, sometimes things that you saw this time of year actually carried true or held true. Is there anything that you thought you saw in the last week that you would take with you to watch for as we get closer to the actual training camp that comes up in July?
The Niners have this undrafted. First of all, the Niners have done an amazing job on day 3 of the draft, and they do an amazing job after the draft. Now, they didn't spend a ton of money in the undrafted market this year, but they did add this guy, Sebastian Valdez, and he's a 300-pound defensive lineman from the University of Washington. And the guy just, you know, you can just tell watching practice. I mean, he wins a lot of reps. There's a lot of high-fiving after his reps. And it's like, who is this guy? This guy wasn't drafted, but he had 34 reps of 225 pounds, which if he had been invited to the combine would have been number 1 of any defensive tackle that was there. So he's got unbelievable strength, and the movement ability is off the charts. He was like top 5 in some of the short shuttle and the 10-yard split. So he's a guy to watch for. They, you know, defensive linemen that can move and who are really strong. You never can have enough of those guys. It's like starting pitching in baseball. So remember him.
Larry, I heard you talk to Christian McCaffrey today about his injuries from a season ago and if that's impacting him right now. He says he's 100% healthy. So how do you look today, and what are your impressions on him as he coming back from a injury-plagued season a year ago?
Well, it's, you know, he's so intense, and it's like, you know, the question I wanted to ask him today, it's like I'm not sure if I'm ready to ask it or if he's ready to answer it, which is, you know, would it be cool if, you know, you didn't have record-setting touches and you didn't have 400 touches, if you had, like, I don't know, maybe half as many, and maybe Guerendo had the other half, and you guys were like a deadly duo. But, you know, I don't know that he's ready to be a deadly duo when he's been the Offensive Player of the Year, you know, so recently. But that's what I see. And I see this Guerendo's like watching, you know, a Ferrari. I mean, he is just so fast, so electrifying. And when you see him out there, he ran the distance of the field twice today on a couple runs. He's got amazing hands. He can really catch the ball. And I just think that, you know, the evolution of the 49ers has to include a little bit of easing off the CMC gas pedal and splitting that up with Guerendo. And I think it could be an incredible combo. And I think we're going to see it this year.
Talking to Larry Kruger, nice enough to join us, talking some 49ers minicamp. Okay, when you say Ferrari, there's one guy in Niners recent memory that I think of, and that's D. Ford. They've added Huff. Is there any comp there, or is it even fair to try to compare that the Niners want to get, obviously, like a third down edge rusher? And I assume that's why they bring him in, to sort of be that Ferrari where you take the cover off on third down. I would imagine that's their hope for Huff, but is there a comp there at all? Do you see any of that?
Oh, totally. I mean, Copes, I mean, that's so spot on. And it's so funny you said that because he referenced Huff, or he referenced Ford,
yeah.
Get off. And, you know, a lot of people feel like this is the best get-off-the-ball guy the Niners have had since D. Ford. And the Niners really didn't get the best of D. Ford. I mean, the Chiefs got the best of D. Ford.
Sure.
He had a 13-sack season there. The most he ever had with the Niners was 6.5. But, yeah, Huff, you know, Huff is a guy that is not going to look – you're going to look at him and you're not going to be impressed. I mean, they list him at like 6'3", 255. He's not. He's 6'1", 248 or something. I mean, but you know what he is that he's so perfect in his ability with his first 3 steps to get off the ball. He's electric off the ball. And he just wasn't ready for that 2-point stance. The whole foot sequencing's different. And he's just much better scheme fit here. And you can kind of see it. Every single time Huff got off the ball in practice, you could see Chris go, way to get off the ball. He's like, he's really, always kind of telling the other guys. Him and Bosa, Huff and Bosa got a lot of reps today. And I'm not sure exactly why. If maybe they wanted to give the other guys kind of a view of this is how it's done. Because Bosa and Huff were doing a lot today, and guys were really watching it. But those 2 guys getting off the ball are going to be special.
Talking to Larry Krueger on the UMA guest line. Larry, the Niners are going through some injuries right now. They probably won't have Brandon Ayuk or Malik Mustafa to start the season. Probably both those players will be on PUP to start the season. But right now, with Ricky Pearsall having his hamstring injury and Michael Williams, I mean, it sounded like Kyle was kind of downplaying it, saying that if this was training camp, these guys would go. But right now, do you have any concerns with Michael Williams not getting those reps right now? And as far as Ricky Pearsall, any concern there with what he dealt with a season ago, excluding, obviously, him being shot? That's not injury-related.
Well, I mean, I think, you'd be like pie in the sky if you said, oh, no concerns at all, I don't think you can have no concerns at all. I mean, Ricky Pearsall's, I think is going to be a very, very prolific combination with Purdy potentially. But you got to rep it on the field, and you got to be healthy to do that. I will say this, just from getting to, talk to Ricky Pearsall a bunch of times, he is not like your typical football player. I mean, he is seriously determined. He's seriously driven. He's got a really high standard. I think Purdy to Pearsall has potential to really be special. But he's got to, prove that he can stay healthy. And the bottom line is Ricky Pearsall. If Ricky Pearsall is going to be great, on draft day, who was the guy they kept comparing him to? Julian Edelman. Well, guys, Julian Edelman's like the toughest wide receiver that ever played the game. It's like, so, I mean, how tough is Ricky Pearsall? We know he's been through a lot, but when I'm talking about football toughness, be able to take those hits in the middle of the field and not turn them down, and because that's where he's going to exist, in the middle of the field.
I was going to say straight toughness. I'll take Andre Johnson over Cortland Finnegan in the end zone any day of the week.
Fight.
You know what I mean? Those 2 guys going toe-to-toe. Speaking of just the receiving core, late-round draft picks, I mean, you're already dropping, in your first answer, you dropped a Sebastian Valdez on us, which is exactly what I need to hear from Krug on June 11. Here's a name that we haven't talked much about, but I feel like you maybe somebody that would excite you. Junior Bergen, 7th-round pick, kick returner out of Montana. So
great name.
So Brent Boyer, the Niners' new, I was reading Matt Barrow's article about this. He's the Niners' new special teams coordinator. I guess his son was a kicker for the University of Montana for the Grizz, and he went out to go watch his kid at one point last year and said, forget my kid. The guy I'm looking at is Junior Bergen, who the Niners took in the 7th round. He holds the NCAA football championship subdivision career record for 8 punt returns for a touchdown. Could he help on special teams? Is he a guy that you anticipate will legitimately be in the mix for making the team? Because that's an element of the team the Niners have just struggled with since going back to Ted Ginn Jr. You know what I mean? They have not been able to find a good kicker punt returner.
Oh, God. I remember Ted Ginn Jr. was such a home run hitter, too. He was so fast. But, yeah, I don't know what to think on this one. I mean, Brant Boyer obviously had the inside, skinny on this guy. His son played on the team with him. He watched him a lot. He has more intel on Bergen than any other person probably in pro football. And he was like pounding the table, gotta have him. And, I've interviewed Bergen. He doesn't seem dumb to me. He seems pretty smart. He seems pretty eager I think enthusiastic and eager to do a good job, but he's a really sharp guy. And so I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen it. To me, it's going to be very challenging to make this team because he's not really a wide receiver. He's only a return guy.
Right.
But supposedly he has a knack. Most of the return guys that I know that are awesome have either super shifty or really, really electric speed. And I don't necessarily see either trait. And when I watched him catch punts in this camp, I thought Jordan Watkins was next to him, caught it way more consistently. and was way more sure-handed. So I'll wait until training camp. They're excited about him, I'll say that.
By the way, the last time the 49ers, and this is per Matt Barrows, the last time the Niners had a punt return for a touchdown was Ted Ginn Jr. In 2011. It says Jim Harbaugh was in his first NFL game as a head coach, and skinny jeans were all the rage. When the last time they
I
had
want
a
to
punt
say
return.
Ted Ginn had a kickoff return and punt return in the same game.
Both in the Niners won 33-17. That was the last time it happened. Krug, I can't let you go without a thought on our beloved Giants, man. I mean, dude, 6 consecutive wins now by 1 run. We were asking the audience earlier, do you put credence on that win last night? Was it a great comeback win or just another win against the Rockies? I say anytime you're down the way they were, came back and won it, for lack of a better term, in regulation in the 9th inning without the ghost runner in the 10th or in the 11th. I call it a quality win. They've now lost Matt Chapman for the foreseeable future, and I'm not sure if you heard, Patrick Bailey lands on the injured list today. A guy we haven't heard of, Logan Porter, has been selected as the backup catcher from AAA. Where are you with the Giants right now? Confidence in this team behind the pitching? Are you concerned about the offense, or are you saying this is in their bag? They can win these 1-run games.
Well, first of all, they crossed the bridge that I needed to see them cross, which was they reacted to how bad their offense was, and they did something. And I think the shakeup is the reason that they had a good week. But it's still not enough, and you guys know it, and everybody who watches them knows it. They have to go and find some more offense. They got. I hate to say it because I love Bailey. I'm a big Bailey guy, but you got to find an offensive catcher that you can pair with him, and I think that's kind of important. I mean, it seems like you got to have some offense from that position. If you could have an offensive catcher you could pair with him, they just need another bat or two. The encouraging thing is their pen is awesome, just nails, and their rotation looks good. Almost all their young arms. They haven't even gotten to the young lefty who's going to be fantastic. I just think that they've got the weapons or the pieces to go trade for a bat or two. Now we're going to find out if Buster and Manassian can make it happen and do it. I feel good because I feel like I'm watching a better brand of baseball than we've watched in previous years.
Agreed.
I like the vibe around the team. They were good in spring training. I went in that clubhouse. They had a good vibe. So I feel good. They just they're a bat or two away. Can they get a bat or two at the deadline, or maybe before the deadline? The sooner the better. It would really help.
I'm looking Ryan O'Hearn. That's the name I want. That's the guy. Expiring contract, cheap guy. He's got 9 bombs on the year, hitting .316, .897 OPS for the Orioles, and they may be sellers. I love talking Seabass Valdez.
Before I'll jump in there on that one and just say, I love the O'Hearn idea, and what I would do is grow that deal. Because they've got Adley Rushman behind the plate. They got a catcher named Sam Basallo, who was in the Futures game last year, who's a lefty offensive catcher. Go get that guy. Grow that deal. Go get that guy as well. And that's the deal right there. I'm with you.
He's the only guy in the Bay that you're getting Seabass Valdez, Junior Bergen, and Sam Basallo from in the same hit. It's Larry Kruger. Make sure you're catching him on Niners Nightly on nights where the Giants are not playing. We got a 5:40 first pitch tonight, Larry. Get ready for some Giants ball, huh?
Always a good. I look at it this way too. It's another wagering opportunity.
It always is, Larry. Have a great night, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Larry.
Take care, guys.
The great Larry Kruger. You hear him weeknights when there are no Giants games on Niners Nightly from 6 to 7 right here on the Sports Leader. We'll take a quick break. When we come on back, the Sound Soiree featuring Bill Belichick. He was asked if his girlfriend is going to be on the sidelines during games. Plus, Stephon Diggs asked about the boat party and that mysterious pink substance that it was Fun Dip, that everybody's wondering about. And then Andy Baggerly, Bags of the Athletic, joins us at 4:15 before Giants pregame at 4:40. It's Dirty Work, the greatest show in America, only here on the Sports Leader.
ODFIGroup.com. O'Donnell Financial Group, because planning is a process, not a product.
The New York Knicks, after dismissing head coach Tom Thibodeau, have now been